is good, YouTube? Obed777 inspires back with you guys again today, man. How are you guys doing today? Hope you are doing amazing. And yeah, thank you for clicking on this video. And not to waste any time, let's just jump right into it. So this will be a part 2 to the video which I dropped yesterday, which I titled Be Self-Centered. So you can search up that video. That will be the first part of this video. So this will be the part 2. So in this journey of being self-centered or ongoing on your path, I've come to discover that there is always going to be challenges. There is always going to be challenges, especially as we come from within, with our own highest ideas about who we are and who we want to be and the love that we are that is inside of us. As we start to express that out, we're gonna the thing is, we're gonna constantly grow. Growth is imminent, and the way it goes depends on you. Either you want to grow or not, but everything grows and everything changes. So the way it changes depends on you. So basically, growth is imminent. Either it's gonna grow, quote unquote, old, or it's gonna grow to a bigger, or yeah, it's gonna grow and die. Like, everything changes, right? That's the only constant really in life, is change. The only constant in life is change. And then when we look around us, isn't that so? Isn't that so? Yes, sir. And I believe that, since we are an eternal being and we seek to continuously be in every moment, as we continuously expand, basically we expand from our experiences, right? Source, life, God expands through us and our experiences, because we get to discover more of who we are from different angles and different views. That means we continuously create and experience ourselves. So that means it is always going to be more creating. So what are you creating in this case? What are you creating in this case? What are you creating? And what are you going towards? What is the highest idea about yourself that you've ever had? Why not go towards it? And keep going towards it. And keep going towards the highest idea of who you are. Because that is a path to self-realization. That is the path to quote-unquote enlightenment. And you know what I continuously discover and continuously create? Bro, everything always works out perfectly. Everything always works out perfectly. We are all perfectly safe. And if you notice, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Oh, look at it in this way. And I got this genius idea today, right? Like, shout out to God, shout out to Sus. Yes, sir. Where you are right now, isn't that a place that you at a certain point imagined yourself to be there, or have created in some way or in some form? So, if the place you are currently is being of benefit to you and even showing you either what you prefer or what you do not prefer, it is your job for you to use that to create yourself. Because that is the present that was sent to you. So if you look at it as a present, you can then unbox it. Since I am currently here, how can I appreciate where I currently am? You do understand? How can I appreciate to build up? Like, appreciate it, like to build up. Isn't it funny that when money grows, we say it appreciated? You get it because you appreciate the money. So appreciate yourself. If you appreciate money, right? Why don't you appreciate yourself? You are the one that created anyway, and all of it is energy anyway. So what are you creating? What are you creating really? What are you creating? And as you go about your way, bro, you do not need to convince others. You will not need to convince others because you will come to finally realize the power that is within you. You will come to finally realize that you already have all the power within you and that source is within you and you are always being helped. So you do not need to convince others. Now, it is your job, of course, to take the opportunity and step into the areas that you want to step into. So why don't you do that? What are you afraid might happen? What do you fear? What is the false evidence that is appearing real to you? And you have to be willing to go within your self investigation. And as you do that, I want you to realize that you need no approval of others other than the approval of yourself. You are your own self. You have your own ideas. You have your own beliefs. And remember that whatever beliefs that you have, remember that no matter where you have bought them from, recognizing that you have that belief is more than enough for you to look at it and realize that it never meant anything and it was only what? False evidence appearing real. So you take a chance on yourself and be yourself because you know that once you be yourself, other people have the opportunity to also be themselves because we are all nothing but mirrors. And even though every mirror doesn't reflect 100%, you have to be your own mirror. You have to be yourself so that others can see who you be and thereby decide who and what they want to be as well. Thereby, in this way, we are all messengers. I watched a video where I don't know if you guys know Osho. I just recently started listening to him, but he's good. He's got most of the stuff I talk about, he talks about as well. So if you guys want to check him out, y'all can check him out too. Yeah, why he's like, I don't want to be a messenger. Is it the messenger just the mailman? Yeah, that's funny. That is funny. That is funny. That is funny. But yes, sir. But the truth is that we are all gifts and we are all blessings. And the more you be yourself, the more I be myself. Actually, the more I be myself, the more I give you an opportunity for you to be yourself. That is more accurate, I would say, or close to accurate to what I'm trying to express. So you simply don't need to convince others. Just be centered in your own beliefs. Ask yourself, what am I thinking? What am I doing? What am I saying? What am I creating? What am I experiencing? What am I asking? What am I wanting? You understand? Ask yourself, what am I what am I doing? What am I doing? What am I thinking? Because there is no outside reality. It is all an illusion. You get what I'm saying? It is all an illusion. It is constantly lying to you, bro. But it is so that this game can go on. But it's not so much as in lying to you, but it's so much as in filtering out reality, and you only being able to perceive just a tiny bit of it for just a tiny moment, which is a moment is, I mean, we are always in the same moment called now anyway, so it is always the same moment experienced in a different way. You understand? So basically everything is happening now, and everything is an illusion because we're using our mechanism and our mind. The spirit of God that is in us, that powers us to create the illusion. Do you understand how powerful we are for us to have this experience? You get what I'm saying? So the more you be you, the more you be a blessing. Now, I just want to let you know that wherever you are on your path is perfect. You might just start, you might have just discovered these type of videos and starting to be a master of yourself, because bro, I cannot help you. What I can do is just completely shear off myself. That is how I actually help me, by being me, and that is how I help you, because by me being me, you can be you too. You understand? It is like lighting a flame. You understand? Like my fire touches like your candle. You understand? And then touches candles, and then you understand? We blossom, we growing, we growing, we growing. Just as your light can also, you get me? Yes, sir. Uh, so all you need to do is just always step in alignment with yourself. Another thing I came to realize, and notice the word realize, doesn't it sound like real eyes? Real eyes, like Real and Eyes. I came to realize that, bro, stepping into alignment with who you are, your highest desires, your highest conceptualization, will always be that voice of God. It would always be that voice of soul. Because what could be so sweeter? What could be so magnificent, other than to know that, yo, who you've always thought yourself to be deep, deep within you was who you actually were all along. And so your discovery of that, or should I say rediscovery, and your creation of it for you to have that experience in your life, you start to realize that you have called yourself into this realm for you to be who you are. So when you do not go towards that, that is when you start to experience, you know, those, those lows, so to speak. I don't even want to say those lows, but you start to experience quote unquote. uh, but I was going to use a word, but I'm going to change the definition. But you start not to have such nice feelings. Let's put it that way. That way is much softer. Yeah. You start to go towards, oh, so once you start to realize that, isn't it amazing that once you start to go towards that love and who you know you are deeply inside, you start getting lit up with so much love, so much ecstasy, so much advancement, and you come to realize that, I see. And in those times, remember that that is the process, because it is the yin and yang, the dance, the good in the bad and the bad in the good, in the eternal cosmic dance, in the knowing who you are and not knowing who you are, knowing who you are and not knowing who you are, so that you can experience yourself. It is just this eternal dance of in and out, 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 in and out. So always come from within you. Go towards that highest idea, even in those times, especially in those times when you might experience those lows. Do not see them as lows, but see them as new highs. You know, in trading, we have charts that go this way. I hope it's showing or it like this. Yeah. So as it goes up, let me see. Is it this way? Okay, so maybe as it goes this way, you get me. Over here, there is a new, it becomes what? A new low. But remember that you came all the way from here, and even though it peaked over here, even as you go down here, you are gathering up every single thing, so you go up. You understand? So wherever you might not be in alignment, even here is a new low, because I mean is a new high, right? Even though it's not higher than here, that is what I meant to say. It is a high. That is actually what I meant to say. So when you come to that higher high, the highest high you've been, and you experience what might seem to be a low, it is never a low. Nice. It is a what? It is just a new lower high. Or sorry, higher low. That's what I meant to say. It's just a new higher low. So you're just going to be going like this so that you can what, wherever you are not in alignment, you can step into alignment. So in that way, it becomes an opportunity, becomes a blessing for you to continuously act towards who you are. And here is the secret, bro. Are you ready to hear the secret? You ready? Okay. The more you do that, the more you focus on your being, the more you attract everything else to you. Because no longer will you need to work hard for any single thing. No longer would you live in fear. No longer would you go outside of you trying to convince others or relying on others' opinion. But then will you get to experience and create who you are and be the highest idea and get to experience the highest idea of who you are, get to experience the magnificence of who you are. And I know sometimes, right, we tend to look outside for a bit. But when you feel that urging in your soul, when you feel that urging in your soul, know that yes, baby, that is the voice of God, because you are not in alignment in that aspect. And always come in within yourself. Come from the love, come from the joy, come from the truths, come from the unconditional love. You understand what I'm saying? So keep choosing yourself. Keep coming from inside of you and know that you are always helped. And even as you act towards your highest ideas, do not be surprised if you continuously change and change and change and change and change and change. And it will not matter what environment you will be in, because you will know that because of synchronicity, you would always, always be at the right time, in the right place, in the right moment. So continue to be self-centered, continue choosing you, continue going towards your highest dreams, your highest conceptualization. If it is not your highest dreams, if it is not your deepest desires, if it is not your highest conceptualization, do not stop going. So keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going, because we are all one. And the more you be you, the more I have a chance to be me. The more I be me, the more I give you the chance to be you, for you to express who you are, that I might know. Yes, sir. So that basically, as you express who you are to me, right, I can get to see a reflection of myself in you, basically. I hope I explained that. Right. Doesn't I hope that makes sense, because if you be you, if you are the mirror of me, as you be completely you, you give me a chance to see you being you, thereby know that, wait a minute, this looks so beautiful. I know I have my own thing inside of me. Why don't I push what is inside of me as well? You understand? So go do that thing. Start that drawing. Start that painting. Um, write that book, baby. Record that video, baby. Open up that YouTube channel, baby. Open up that Discord. Start that course. Open up that Instagram account. You understand? Go take that certificate. Go get that. Go take that course. Go get that certificate. Whatever is on your heart for you to do, just go do it, because it is there for a reason, right? And if it contains that joy, if it contains that love, unconditional love, and it contains those truth, bro, like, you cannot go wrong. You cannot go wrong. Let me see. Love, joy, and then there is love, joy. I always forget the last one. I always say truth, but yeah, let me see that. Okay. So the highest thoughts always contain, your highest thoughts are always the thoughts that brings you joy. Um, the clearest words that you hear are the words that is basically of truth, basically, right? And then unconditional love, which is the grandest feeling. But I have a feeling that maybe one of the words I'm not getting right, maybe the truth one. I'm trying to remember. So yeah, I probably have to go. So most of my wisdom, or well, true life and everything. But there is a book I read which I always recommend, called The Conversations with God, and I recommend everybody to get it if you can. It is amazing. It is amazing. But yes, I would have to read it again, and then, yeah. But I always remember and I forget it. But basically, of love, of joy, of truth. And I always say truth, because then once you listen, it's like so clear. You're like, okay, no, there's got to be a higher energy. And that is it. Higher source, higher self, higher mind. And then we continuously move towards that. So keep going, keep going, keep going. Can't stop, won't stop. You know the deal. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. And until the next time, I'll catch you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, of course. And then I have my content creator course coming soon. So if you're interested in that, um, yeah, once it's out, you should find a link in the description below. Yes, sir. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know where you're watching from. As I certainly always love to know where you guys are watching from. Also, if you have a video request, like a video, well, it's in the name, right? Yeah. If you have a video you like for me to make about a topic you have or a question you have, be sure to leave that in the description. Leave the video title as well as a description. And then, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll make a video for you regarding that. And so until the next time, I'll catch you guys. Love each and every one of you. Yes, sir. I appreciate each and every one of you. And yeah, love y'all. So until the next time, Obed 7777 inspires out, baby.